And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another broadcast here on the CranKy Ducklings. I'm of course host VIP. With you, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the Queen Chats, and by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all to the final Road to EWC DreamHack Dallas catch-up stream for the group stage here. Again, just to reiterate, in the past we were live with this event. We were casting the event live, but a bunch of matches at DreamHack Dallas were never casted. They were never casted. They were never brought to our attention, to the public, I should say. So we're here to catch up on those matches. We're here to catch up. We're here to jump on in. Here we go. And we don't actually have that many matches left. We already had one broadcast of DreamHack Dallas replays. Now we have our final broadcast here. The last one, we have two best of fives, and because it is a bit of a shorter broadcast, because we only have two matches, we actually do have a show match thereafter. We have a best of 7 show match in StarCraft Evolution. So 2 best of 5s and 1 best of 7. Here we go. First things first though, we're going to be jumping in, and this is again in the DreamHack Dallas group stage. This was a qualifying match to make it into the playoffs. We have a ZvZ between Solar and Serral. Let's go, baby, let's go. Aye. We are going to be jumping in. Oh, just catching with chat. We have any of those, baby. Oh my god, Serious Black. Oh, you came first. Oh my god, baby. Aye. Came first, baby. Crazy. But here we go. We're jumping into our best of 5. Game 1 is going to be on Tokamak. Let's go. Oh. Un momento. As we are jumping into game number 1. Beautiful. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Tokamak, we have our Finnish Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Basilisk. It is Serral. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Zerg player from the land of South Korea representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. No longer on Team Vitality. We'll have to fix that up. My apologies. Beautiful. Here we go. And last, we are jumping into our first best of 5 of the broadcast here. Again, our first of 2. And I was very excited to cover this match just because, of course, Solar, renowned for his ZvZ, known for being the Serral Slayer. Likewise, Serral, at some point, ZvZ is where he is maybe at his weakest. But a big reason for that is just because of how aggressive you can be in this matchup and how difficult it can be to read your opponent, whether or not they're droning, they're not, they're committing, they're not either. It can be a very tricky matchup here. It can be very dynamic, and we'll see what Solar brings to the table. Now, what I will say is that over the past couple of years even, Serral, at one point he was more of a reactionary player in this matchup and he did struggle as a result, but in recent times has actually been more aggressive himself as well. So Serral has kind of broadened his, or I should say he's spread his wings, he's broadened his play style to the point where he is willing to go all in this matchup as well. Willing to go all in, willing to cut some corners, willing to catch his opponent off guard. Let's go. But now we have our initial openers here. Hatch, gas, pull. I say that did have an extractor trait just for the earlier hatch timing, but outside of that, nothing too crazy here out of our players. We do have some very similar builds. With that, welcome to Tokamak. Tokamak is going to be one of the larger maps of the map pool. Longer rushes and spy ground. Aggression here is going to be a little bit more difficult. It's going to be easier to scout movement, to scout pushes. Likewise, easier to prepare for them as well. It's going to be easier to prepare. Here we go. From here, again, we're just going to be droning, we're just going to get into our link speed as well. When it comes to the big deviations, the big timings, we're looking for the timings of the third bases, looking for any earlier bailiness, any earlier gas income. So far, we have only 2 in each gas geyser, and looking to see if anyone does play 2 base. If they do, wall up on 2 bases. That is unlikely here on Tokamak, and there we go. Third base is being taken here for Solar, third base on the way for Serral as well. So far, so good. Third bases all around. So our players are expanding, players are setting up. Bailiness is also going to be on the way. Getting into our bailiness on time. So far, so good. So players are building up. Speaking of that, there it is. We're waiting for any kind of big deviation. Early Eva Chamber here out of Solar, so he is going to commit into, I would imagine, early +1 range. There is a build where you can go into +1 carapace into a lair-based, into a hatch-based all-in with purely Ravager Ling. So that's also going to be on the table. Otherwise, we're expecting fast +1 range to commit into faster roaches. And we'll see which it's going to be. For now, early Roach one here out of Serral. Yep, there it is, +1 range. So +1 range out of Solar. With this, we are going to commit. We are going to pour an earlier +1. Oh, timing. Ling does slip in, but doesn't get scanning information, does not get eyes on the tech, is not aware. Okay, here we go. So again, a couple of different things that are going to be going on at once here. Again, with the early Roach one, Serral, he's going to have earlier Roach defense available. That is true, but the Roaches are going to be worse because we do have a very strong +1 timing coming up ahead of us. We'll also keep an eye on the lair timing. So far, we're droning, we're taking gases. That is true. Roach production has begun here for Serral, but I don't think he's going to commit too hard. We'll keep an eye on him. We have 7 Roaches on the way. Is taking extra gases. Signs here that he is going to be droning. Getting up to 10 roaches. 10 roaches are building up. Behind this, Lings are playing. Okay, he's pushing. He's going to commit. He's going to commit here. Moving out with roaches, moving out with Zerglings as well. He's going to double down. Meanwhile, back at home, Solar, he has been droning up somewhat here. He's got his own roaches on the way. And we'll see if he can keep up the queen. Oh, almost gets surrounded. Almost. Banelings are being denied. Deny some of the Banelings. Move that Rule Zone away. One Baneling does finish up. Roaches have arrived. Again, these are 10 roaches behind this. Serral, he's getting his lair. He is droning up. He's not committing here to an all-in. But, I mean, it's still a terrifying army nonetheless. It does push forward. With that, gets us over the roaches. He's going to break through. Takes down the roaches. Takes down the queens as well. Very nice pick up. Takes down the first queen. Does move in. But doesn't quite have enough to break through. As you mentioned, again, Serral, he is not all in. He gets some nice damage from here. He can and will get away. So he pulls back. Behind this, Serral now up in workers. So a successful attack here from Serral. But remember the +1 timing. That's what's scary here is that Serral, he's been droning. He's been saturating. Now taking gases. Serral, he's working towards that next step. Lair is on the way. Meanwhile, we spoke about a hatch base all in. That's what that's what Solar's going for. Again, no lair. All on hatch tech, no more drones, cutting workers here at 44, taking 3 gases in total and massing up purely Lings, Roaches, and Ravagers. So this is an all-in from Solar, and Serral has been very greedy here. He's been very greedy. Remember, he missed the scouting, he missed the Eva Chamber. He's not aware. Now he checks, now he knows. Yeah, he sees lack of saturation. Sees how saturated he is. There we go, throws down a wall of spine crawlers, but this should not be fast enough. It's going to be close. But again, Serral, he's in trouble, he's in danger. Serral down in army supply. Down in upgrades. Yeah, Solar does commit, so diving on the roaches. And roaches are going down. Bounces here as well. Oof. On those spine crawlers. Denies 1 Ravager, but the spine crawlers should be going down. Bailey's going to be waddling in. The queens, they can help buy some time. But the signs are going down. Gets 1, gets the other. Yeah, takes down both spine coolers. And with Ling reinforcements, it should be enough. Yeah, it should be enough. Solar, he breaks them through, denies the while as well, does avoid. GG gets called, and Solar takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Solar does take the first game. Again, Solar, he was able to catch Serral off guard. Serral, he did miss his scouting, right? He did end up missing the Eva Chamber. He missed how dedicated he was. Eventually, Serral confirmed, right? Eventually, Serral, he recognized what was going on. He recognized what was happening. That was after the fact. If you remember, he scouted the third base. He saw just how few drones there were. It was even less saturation, actually, because if you remember, Solar, he transferred workers over to that third base to make it look like he had more workers than he really did. And with that, GG. GG will play that Solar does take a lead. And now we're getting into game number 2. Whew. Jumping into game 2. And again, it can be very difficult keeping up with these kind of timing attacks with these all-ins. Again, it was slowed up ahead of time by Solar. And Serral just a little bit too greedy there. Or again, just lacking that crucial information. And now we're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the Finnish Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing Basilisk down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is Serral. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player, we have the South Korean Zerg representing Team Falcons, leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. Here we go. Strong start for Solar, but remember, it is a best of 5. And we'll see if we can keep up that momentum. Now, when it comes to that early timing, that initial hatch tech all-in, I don't expect to see that again, at least not anytime soon. If we go to Game 4, Game 5, then sure. But again, that's something that you don't want to rely upon too much here in the series. Especially after it's worked, Serral's going to be that much more adamant about scouting. Going to be that much more on top of things. From here we are going to be settling in. Again, so far, hatch gas pool, standard openers all around. So we are settling in. From here, once again, we're going to be looking for those early Evo chamber timings, early Roach Warren as well. Welcome to Incorporeal. Incorporeal is another one of these larger maps in the map pool. I will say, just like last game, that now there's a higher chance to scout an all-in, to scout a move out. And technically, Serral did scout it, but again, just a little bit too late, right? It comes down to getting an eye on saturation at the natural, in the main, at the third base, tech as well. It's more than just seeing the move out. Here we go. As the initial links to fan out across the map. So far, this early on is too early to really dedicate to anything here. I mean, we're going to be checking just in case there is any kind of early aggression. Third base is now being taken in from Solar. Same can be said for Serral. Everything looking normal. Everything normal so far. Both players do pull away. Oh. Serral dipping in. At least trying to. This time there is no early Evo chamber. Not yet. Once early and does go down. And so far we're settling in. Both players are pulled back into gas. Pulled back in. There it is. Early Evo. I'll emphasize what I said previously. I'm not too fond of the idea of doing the same build 2 games in a row, but I mean, maybe that's when it works, right? So, you know, you make it look like the same build, you play mind games with your opponents, the Link Scout is denied, and, you know, Serral must also be thinking that there's no shot he goes for the same +1 range timing attack, right? No shot. I mean, Evo Chamber's done. Show us +1 range. There it is. +1 range is on the way, just like last game. So this is the beginning here of another hatch base all-in, where you skip the lair, where you stay on a low drone count and commit. But this time Link comes in and Links do scout. They do confirm. Serral knows, and this is why I'm not too fond of the idea of doing this 2 games in a row. Serral he sees. At the same time, Links get across the map. They bait us some Bailings, not bad. Going for the third base. Okay, now a couple of things here. Solar knows he got scouted. True. Solar, he knows that Serral knows. All the S names. So from here would be the ideal time to drone and to saturate and to work towards a longer game state, right? Again, that early +1 range timing, I feel like it's gonna fall by the wayside, or at least it should. Serral taking gases. He does sustain some losses. Solar is ahead in workers. He's up in drones. Joining up to 45. You see Serral getting ready for a counterattack. There we go. Lair is on the way. Roach production has begun here for Solar. And he might just commit. Serral, he has no Baliness of his own. So no Roach Warren of his own, I should say. Bailey's rolling in. We'll hit the mineral line. Oh, they do connect. 2 drones go down. Not bad. I believe 2, 3. 3 worker kills, and we're going for the all-in. we're just sending it across the map. My apologies. Roach 1 is now done for Serral. Is building up roaches. He's getting ready back at home. Thankfully, he doesn't overdrone. I say that he's running up to 52. He's running up a little bit harder. Solar, he is going for the all-in, by the way. He got scattered. He doesn't care. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Now, Serral, he does drone up somewhat to 53. He drones up a little bit extra here, but he's making roaches. Like, he's massing up an army. Yep. Ooh, Spine Cooler's almost thrown down. Does he more roaches? Does he roaches? Does confirm the lack of lair he sees. Yeah, he sees no gas, no lair. He's aware of the all-in. Getting ready back at home. That was a big scout here for Serral. Oh, he's supply blocked. Uh-oh. Yeah, brutal supply block here for Serral. Spine Cooler's on the way. Here comes the all-in. And this time, Serral, he's better prepared. Is it enough, though? Doesn't matter. He does have a little bit better forewarning. But Solar, he might still commit. I mean, he still might break through. Baneless was on away. Solar, he does get on top of the roaches. And so far, oh no! Brutal connections. Yeah, links are going down. And can he get on top of the roaches in time? It's going to be close. Serral has more reinforcements. Banelings, they do not make it into the mineral line. One Baneling does, one Baneling not enough. And Solar, he does grab on some of these roaches. But he's running out of steam. Yeah, he's running out of steam. Spine Cooler is repositioning. More roaches are popping out. Serral, if he needs to, he can afford to pull the boys. He can pull them if need be. And Serral defends. Serral, he defends, he holds on, he shuts down the army. As you mentioned, this time Serral had extra seconds to prepare. He had more time to respond. And every second counts. This time the Spine Coolers did finish. And he only lost the one drone. And Solar's in a rough place. Yeah, he's in a rough position here. Now he's re-droning. Now he's saturating again. These drones are late for Solar. Likewise, Lair, very late as well. So late Lair, late drones, late tech. Serral, he's catching up, getting to his own +1 range. And with that, the pressure is going to be on Solar. Now, there's a couple different ways to recover here in this game state. First things first would be to turn this into just a secondary all-in. To drone up somewhat, we do have a changeling in position here just to confirm saturation as well. But the next move would be to just max out here and now, just commit across the map. The other way, of course, is to hide some tech, is to go into a Spire, which is why we can see the Overseer moving in, right? It's so imperative. He sees no gas. Already sees no gas here in the main. No shot there's going to be a Spire. So Serral, he sees enough to confirm, doesn't have to worry about mutas. Back at home, now he's taking up, does now see another gas geyser on the way, but he didn't rush into gases, is getting to his own 1-1 upgrades, is getting to his own +1 range, and into drop lords as well. And once again, another scout here from Serral. The only thing that can threaten him is going to be muta tech. It's the only thing. Goes for another pass around. Once again, confirms nothing in any of the bases, so nice scout here from Serral. He sees nothing, and he expands. From here, he does expand. Likewise, is now starting to be active on the map. We have a Burrow finishing up. We have Tunneling Claws on the way here for Solar. He's going to double down on roaches. Likewise, we have Overseer splitting up with the main army as well. Once again, going for another scout. Likewise, because this Overseer positioning, he does see any hidden tech behind at least the natural. Checks the third. And once again, Serral, he's looking for a Hydrogen or looking for a Spire. Just checking for tech. Yep, once again, checks behind the mineral line. He's very vigilant here with the scouting. Spore has been placed. That will help defend against something like Drop Lord play. Speaking of, Drop Lord into the main. Soul is in position. Yeah, Soul is ready. Both armies are maxed out. Serral is going to be up in workers. Does have a bigger bank to work with. Likewise is working on carapace upgrades as well. With double Eva chamber. Solo pushing right down mid. Serral out of position. Drop to the main. Drones are going to be going down. And while they don't quite connect. Ooh. Better tracer from Serral. And Serral does our trade. At the same time, Lings, they do get into the middle line. Nice borrow here out of Serral. Does borrow, does save his workers. Same in the main. Does borrow his drones. Very nice borrow defense. Serral is keeping up. Telling Cool Roach is moving in. Solar, he does distract. And the Roaches, they commit. Once again, Serral, he does hide his drones. And I'm loving this borrow defense here. But the base is going to go down. Oh, just barely. The base does fall. Last is the backup expansion. Meanwhile, we have Tunneling Pool Roaches across the map as well. Serral, he does sit by. This time Serral's in position. Yes, here is in position. Spire is going to be on the way. It's a very delayed Spire here from Solar, and immediately scouted. Like, so he's still scouting. He's still so diligent. Is where the Spire. So far, they're just keeping up with the Roaches, and Hydra production has begun. He already had the Hydrogen. Now he knows to invest. He does know. But still keeping up here with the main army. Starts stepping in. Better trace here from Serral. He has a better concave. And Soul's moving out a lot here. At the same time, going for another counterattack. Once again, does hit the left-hand side base. And he does it into the mineral line. A couple of drones are going down. So 4 or 5 workers. At the same time, Roach counterattack across the map. Serral is keeping up. Bleeding out a couple of Hydras. Some expensive losses here out of Serral. You can see the intentional target firing out of Solar. Ooh, does chase him down. But again, the Hydras are out just in time for the Mutas. And the Muta switch doesn't do anything. Not yet. Get some Overlords. Does threaten Overlords. Not much more than that. Muta goes down. Still very intense. Now, my biggest concern here, Mutas, they do a great job harassing, but when it comes to the main army, Serral, he is getting a superior force. He's building up his Roach Hydra, and from here, he can take up into Lurkers, but he's just pushing. Yeah, he's just moving out here and now. Again, this is just a lot of supply, not in Roaches. These Mutas, they will not help in the defense. They can maybe catch reinforcements, true. Or even supply block. Overlords are going down. Armies are deflected. Roaches are coming from behind. Still Roaches in the main base as well. So Serral's keeping up. Still able to keep up. He's still going to take the better fight head on as well. Yeah, better concave. Soul just cannot push in. Let's catch more Overlords. You know, Roach is still in the main, still being an annoyance. Both players on a very low drone count. Both players are super maxed. They have super maxed armies. So, getting caught out for a moment. Oh. Again, it's almost purely a Ravager army. Jesus. It's quite expensive. That's what I will say. I guess I'll try to catch him out. Oh. Pushing out towards the left. Yeah, once again, these Ravagers he gets two. Extensive losses. Star steps in, he's catching out the Ravagers. Yeah, this army's just so fragile here for Solar. He can zone with piles, but that's all he can do. And collapsing on the left, pushing on the right. Serral, he has better upgrades, working on the infestation bit for the hive for 3-3. Switch to Lurker Tech. Just committing. Oh, catching out the army. Very nice movements. Yeah, Solar getting caught out. More Roach is going to be falling. And Solar is just caught out of position. He's pushing into his own bases. Ay, ay, ay. Pushing up the ramp. Files that didn't quite connect. So GG gets caught. Just caught out of position. And Serral, he will take game number 2, tying up the series 1-1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Again, we had a pretty intense back and forth here. Once again, we had Solo going for the same build, going for the early +1 range. This time, it was not as effective. Serral, he was able to survive, able to build up. We saw that both players were able to max out, that is true, but Solar, he did decide to take into mutas. Unfortunately, he got scattered. He got scattered almost immediately, and Serral, he was ready with his Hydras and mutas. They did not pay for themselves. They caught Overlords, true, but that's all they really did. The Hydras are also catching Overlords as well, and we saw that alas, Solar, he just wasn't able to make or get enough damage done with them. Likewise, he was down in upgrades when it came to his Roach Ravager. And GG. GG, well played, was caught out. And with that, Serral ties us up. We're going to game 3. We're going to game 3. Game 3 is going to be on Ultra Love. And we'll see who takes the lead in the series. And we'll see if Solar goes to the early +1 timing again. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that we calm down and we set it aside until later on in the series. But it's on Solar. It's going to be on Solar here, as spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Oh. There we go. In the left, we do have our Finnish Zerg player. We have our red Zerg representing Basilisk. Tying up the series 1-1, it is Serral. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player from South Korea, representing Team Falcons, being forced into a tied series. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is Solar. Here we go. We are going to be settling in. So far, we do have our initial openers. Hello. Okay. Hello, Solar, as we are going for an earlier gas timing. Interesting. So, technically, it is a hatch gas pool, but it is going to be an earlier gas timing here from Solar, only slightly. May not be the biggest of deals. May not be the biggest of deals here from our Zerg player. We'll keep an eye on him. Outside of that, we're just going to be settling in. From here, we're going to Ultra Love. Ultra Love is a smaller map of the map pool. Aggression can be more favored here on Ultra Love as well as a result. But once again, I'm hoping that Solar doesn't go for the same build 3 games in a row. I'm hoping that we've got it out of our system. As you mentioned, like one of the big reasons why I wasn't too fond of seeing it in the second game was, as a reminder, how vigilant Serral was when it came to scouting. He was a lot more active with his Link scouts, and he was able to confirm. Remember, he saw the Evo chamber. He also saw the lack of lair. He saw the lack of lair as well afterwards. We spoke about how because Solar got scouted with the Evo chamber, there was a high chance that he was not going to go for the all-in, and then Serral checked, saw no lair, threw down spine coolers, right? Threw down spine coolers, masked up roaches as well in the defense. Serral scattered well, he reacted well. You can't catch him out twice with the same build, not in the same series. As Lings are fanning out. Serral does get eyes on the third. So does Solar. We're just being active, nothing too crazy yet. Both players poking in. We should soon be seeing our Bailiness. Oh, Serral does invest into an extra wave of Zerglings. So does Solar. Let's go. No Bailiness at all. Rushing into roaches. Solar is rushing into roaches. Likewise, Serral also skipping his Bailing Nest. I should say also delaying his Bailing Nest. Massing up Lings. The Ling Flood is upon us. What's crazy to me is that both players are kind of keeping up with each other. Yeah, again, part of it might just be because of the map. But both players are just massing up Zerglings. Solar, he does confirm the nest. Because Solar is skipping Bailings, he is vulnerable, he is exposed. And Lingbane can pull him apart. Rushing into roaches, Link's out does confirm. Serral is aware. Does see the roaches. Let's see how well he can shut this down. Again, from here on forward, just pure Lingbane defense or pure Lingbane production from Serral. He's getting his own Roach Warren. Both players on one gas. Oh. Links are engaging. Bailey's now done. Roaches have arrived. So keeping that back the Bailings intentionally. Does keep them back. Now moving forward, trying to catch out the roaches. Nice catch here from Serral. It does get us around. Bailings gonna be rolling in. They zone away the rest of the Lings. Better position here from Solar, at least trying to. But the Lings are zoned away. And Solar's getting surrounded. Brutal losses. Bailing goes up. One by is denied. And Solar, he has to retreat. Behind us now we have more roaches on the way. Serral moving in. So far keeping up with his injects. Is keeping up. Oh. Comes in for the surround. Yeah, it does lock down those roaches. Once again, just shut down the Lings. And he will clean up. He will shut down the army. Oh, I say that. Roaches, okay, they're holding their own. We have enough roach reinforcements. Solar, he's holding. He's defending. And now we're back onto drone. So he's droning up. We're calming down. Speaking of calming down, a big shout to Dave Test in the chats. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. Whether it was casting or laddering. Hope you had a great time back. Welcome one and all. We're just going over some of the uncasted DreamHack group stage matches from DreamHack Dallas. Basically, there were a bunch of matches that were just never casted. So we're going over some of those replays. And we're here in a best of 5 between Serral and Solar. Slings are poking in. Going to be dealt with. Behind this, Solar is droning. So is Serral. We're building up. After a very intense early game here, we're calming down, we're backing up, droning up. No one is tagged yet. Into a lair. Serral checking saturation. Running into more roaches. And we're kind of waiting for either player to flinch. And we kind of see that here. We have extra gas being taken from Serral, so Serral is running up a little bit harder. Meanwhile, Solar, he was supply blocked, and there's a high chance here that he might just double down. Yeah, he's doubling down. Roaches. He's going for the all-in. So Solar, no lair. No lair tech, no extra gases, no extra drones, purely roaches and lings. Solar is going to be all-inning, and Serral is droning. And if he over-drones, that could be game. Link Scout does confirm only 5 workers here at the third base. Serral, that should be a tell. That should be a tell. He hasn't rechecked the gases, which is concerning. Again, Solar, he's only on 2 gases. Serral's on 4. Overlords are going down. Again, the reason why we're on a low gas count is because we're just going all in. We're just banking Links back at home. Link Scout is denied. Oh, they do spot each other. Links are spotted. This will delay, and that's Serral knows. So yeah, now he sees, does see the army. He is aware. Serral trying to set up back at home. He does have at least Banelings, so he can defend. Speaking of, someone, oh my god, ooh, does pull away. Does pull away in time. Calm down, Solar. Calm down. Yeah, so let's commit. And once again, Solar is completely all in. Banelings are not connecting. Laser collapse on the queens, not bad. The queens are going down. Serral does have the defense advantage, but again, he has so many drones and they're not helping. Being forced further back. As time goes on, it's getting better for Serral. He needs a little bit more time. He needs more roaches. Does pull away. Does pull away, still very close. He can afford to pull the boys, if need be. But looks like Solar here is breaking through the roaches. Breaking through the roaches. The boys are being pulled. Roaches are going down. And again, this just might barely be enough for Solar. He breaks through the roaches, takes down the mineral line. And the third base has been broken. Again, Serral, he just droned up too much. Like, he just droned up too much. It took him a little bit too long to confirm. He was trying. Like, he was going for non-stop Link Scouts without being denied. Time and time again, they were being denied. He only realized what was happening until it was pushing out across the map. Until it was too late. He realized until it was too late. And GG gets called. Solar, he will take a lead in the series, a 2-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Solar, he does take a lead. Again, it was a very, very intense game there. Winding it back, both players were hyper aggressive early on. Solar, he was going for an earlier roach push, an earlier roach all in. Serral, he defended, but in the follow-up, as we were pointing out, Solar, he wasn't droning. He was staying on 2 gases. He was staying on a very low drone count, and he was backing up Lings at his natural. And unfortunately, Serral, he was trying to scout, but he couldn't get in. He could not get past the roaches. He could not check the natural base. He didn't see the lack of gases, didn't see the lack of lair, didn't see the Lings that were amassing. GG. GG, well played with that late scout out of Serral, and Solar takes a lead. Does take a lead. Now we're getting into game number 4. Just catching up. Is this replay live? Yes. In the title, whenever we do a replay cast, it's typically in the title of the Twitch chat. Sorry, the Twitch title or YouTube title as well. It's typically there. But here we go. We're now getting into our next game, getting into game 4, and we'll see if Solar can claim the series or if Serral can force the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. Can you say the names in Spanish? Es Solar. Serral. Oh no. There we go. We're jumping in game number 4 here and spawning the top right corner of ley lines. We have the Finnish Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Basilisk down in the series. We'll see him bounce back. It is Serral. and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. We go. And again, cheeky moves here out of Solar. Once again, able to, I mean, it isn't just that he's been going for these all-ins. More importantly, it was that he was denying the scouts. He was actively in position to deny the scouting, to keep the vision away from Serral, to make sure that Serral was in the dark and he had no idea what was going on. On top of that, on Ultra Love, you can punish even harder just because of how small the map is. But now we're getting into game number 4. So far, standard openers. Hatch gas pool. It's been twice now that Soul's caught Serral with his pants down. So gotta tighten up that belt. Gotta hey. See if we can keep up. Again, both times it has just been earlier aggression from the side of Solar. Serral, he has been reacting more often than not. He's been trying to react, trying to respond to the scouting of his opponent. We haven't really seen Serral take the initiative too much. He kind of did last game, because if you remember, Serral, he also went for a Link Flood. True, he also Link Flooded his opponent in game number 3. Outside of that, we haven't seen too much aggression out of Serral. So now, joining up the natural, building up. Early on, we're keeping our eye open here for an early Evo chamber, for a third base, for a lack of Baleen Nest. We'll see. Third base on the way. When it comes to the openers mirrored builds, we don't really have anything too crazy going on. Last game, we did have a slightly earlier gas out of Solar, but this time everything's looking the same. Third bases are being taken. Both players are getting their Baleen Nests on time. Just calming down. Are building up. Once again, from the side of Solar, we're keeping an eye open here for early tech. We have seen twice now at the early Evo chamber into +1 range. I hope not to see that again, though. Again, we've seen it twice already with mixed success. Speaking of, Serral does go for the dive, does check, and ooh, he barely does not get behind the mineral line. Doesn't see the early Roach Warren. Not Evo chamber, but early roaches here by Solar. This is the same build that we saw last game. I should say the same build. Similar build, and oh, never mind. does scout, does reconfirm. Nice movement there by Serral. He does get eyes on the Roach Warren. He knows. So he's aware of early roach production from the side of Solar. Ooh, cancellation on the Evo chamber. Did Serral see that? He saw the initial chamber. Uh-oh. So we're getting into his own roaches. The fact that Solar cancelled here, there's a high chance he's just going to go for the all-in. He's not thinking about upgrades. A lair is on the way from Serral. Ooh, he's taking up. Uh-oh. He's taking. No major connection. Queen does go down there. Nice pick off. Takes down the Queen. And we're just going for the all-in. Roaches are amassing. Solar's getting workers at 36, so it's going to be all or nothing here. Basically a 2-base all-in. Fake third. Just for larva. And so he cancels. He knows. Whew, okay, he does cancel. He is aware. Cancels the lair. Throws down his own spine crawlers.
Our forces are under attack.
So he did not see the cancellation, but he does see the army. Does see the army pushing. So he's getting ready back at home. Bailey's are morphing in. Serral, he is up 11 drones. And we'll see if he can barely get away with it. Laser lapsing in. Roach is pushing forward. Penetrates it from Serral. 2 for 3. Ducklings, they're busting into the mineral line. Roach as they break on through. They get themselves the spine cooler. It's still close. Queen does come down from the main. Boys being pulled away. He does pull the boys. Again, he can afford to lose some drones. Remember, he had 11 excess workers. He can throw some away. So Queens, they come into buffer. Serral does have the defense advantage. He's barely holding on. He's barely holding, barely surviving. Does force this back. He does preserve his mineral line. Hides back well. A defense. Yeah, at this point he has defended. The Queens, they move back to transfer to inject. Serral's held. And Solar is in a rough position here. And again, Serral, thankfully, he scattered in time, right? He was able to recognize what was going on. He thankfully canceled the lair. If he finished the lair, that would have been brutal. That would have been that many less roaches. And now he starts the lair. Now he knows. Backup lair is on the way. Eva chamber for +1. And what's scary here is that Solar, the all-in has failed. Time to try again. Solar, he's not taking. He's not taking. Still no Eva chamber, no lair. Solar, he droned up a little bit, getting up to 38 workers. But he's just going for a second wave. A second wave, a second all-in. Now, the hope here for Solar, and this can still work, is if Serral overdrones. If he overdrones, if he doesn't just get a lair, if he starts up +1 range, if he takes extra gases, if he doesn't get a spine cooler, then the second all-in can work. But alas, he's getting ready. Spine coolers are on the way. He does see the move out with the Overlord. And thankfully, Serral didn't overdrone. He droned up to 49. Throwing down more spine coolers. Not going to be an easy defense. Serral has limited gas. Bailings, they bust into the main. Solar, he does commit. Bailings, they crash into the spine cooler. Spine cooler does go down. Likewise, making his way to the mineral line. Not bad. Does connect. Drones are falling. But the roach kind of slowly building up here for Serral. Here's massing on more roaches. Ooh, Bio connects. Serral holds. So he holds. He does lose a lot of drones, true. He no longer has a massive worker lead. The drone count is a lot closer this time. But what does he have? +1 range. He has +1 range on the way. The lair is now done, so he can start roach speed. Solar, he has better tech. And he still has a slightly higher drone count as well. Now to blow off this defense, so he did cancel earlier. Like +1 range was cancelled to blow off the defense. So it's still a ways away from finishing, but it's on the way. It's on the way. And Solar's still not droning. now, if at first don't succeed, try and just keep on trying, baby. Time for wave 3. The third all-in. Let's go, baby. Let's go. And again, the hope each time is that Serral drones, but he's not. This time at least. This time, Serral, he's not droning. He's on 44. So he made a couple of workers, but not too many. And again, this is designed to punish a player from overdroning after the defense. Yeah, they're just pointing out the Overlord that sees everything. Oh, that's all he wants it. Doesn't quite get it. And again, Serral respecting Solar. Staying on a low drone count, massing up more of an army. He's playing safe back. Very safe. Against Solar, good call. Lings, they attempt to run by. Oof. Ravager's door exposed. Gets a Ravager. Lings, they do the decent surround though. Not bad. Yeah, decent surround, but we have more reinforcements on the way. Spine Cooler does help out. Finally does go down. But Serral holds. Yeah, Serral, he holds. He shuts us down. GG gets called, and we are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. GG, well played again. A very intense game here for both Serral and Solar. Solar, unfortunately, this time he wasn't quite able to go unscouted. This time Serral, he was able to recognize what was going on. It was close though, if you remember. Serral, he had a lair on the way, he had Eva Chamber on the way, he had an upgrade on the way, but he cancelled everything in preparation of the first all-in, and he held beautifully. Did hold very, very nicely there. And again, he never overdroned from there on forward. There were opportunities, there were chances where maybe Solo could catch Serral with his pants down if Serral overdroned, but he was staying on a very low drone count. He was being very conservative with his response, and GG. GG, well played with that. We're going all the way to the ace match, going to game 5. Going to game 5, and we're going to be loading into, oh my god, I mean, the best thing here about these best of 5s is we get to see some of these more vetoed maps. We're going to be loading into Torches, the second most vetoed map in the map pool. The first one being Lost Fantasy, of course. Second one is Torches. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Torches, we have the Finnish Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Basilisk, tying up the series 2-2, forcing the ace match. It is Serral. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Here we go. Whew. Getting into our ace match. And again, welcome to Torches. Torches is one of the quirkier maps of the map pool. Short rush distance by air, short rush distance by ground. We got goal bases on the right, we got goal bases on the left, we got healing pads as well. We have exposed third bases. We have large naturals. There's a lot going on. Again, it is a rare sight, but we do often see this map specifically in best of 5s. In best of 5s, that's where we get to experience this map a little bit more often, and we'll see how our players will approach this. Again, there are definitely cheeky builds that we've seen in GSL, even at DreamHack as well, where you can mine through these patches and open up the center and rush into the goal base, or even go for a hidden all-in and go for a flood. There are cheeky ways to approach this map. But so far, standard openers. And again, Solar has been the aggressor here. I will say that it can be a little bit more difficult to scout at times. I say that the Overlord does have a more direct access to your main base. There are no Reaper Cliffs to get into the main, but that's not applicable here in ZvZ. So we'll see how our players do approach this. Once again, it's going to be on Serral to scout Solar, 100%. It's going to be on Serral to figure out what the hell Solar is up to. As we've had a lot of all-ins from Solar in this series. Nothing but all-ins, actually. But hey, they've been working. They have been working. Now, because the rush distance by air is so short, something like Muta play is a little more viable here. True. Rushing into Mutas. We've already seen Mutas once in this series, but that was earlier on Incorporeal, and it was a lot later in the game as well. It was in the mid-game. Ooh, Solar expanding towards Serral. Serral expanding away from Solar. Okay, already you can see just the contrast between the two players. One clearly more aggressive than the other. At the same time, though, this is a very exposed base, and it's going to be difficult to be the defender from the side of Solar. And that's on the way. So far, standard openers outside of the placement of our buildings, of our hatchery. Once again, it's on Serral to figure out whether or not there's a hidden Eva Chamber or hidden Roach Warren. Speaking of, yep, there it is. Eva Chamber's on the way. This should be for +1 range. This should be for a Ling Roach all-in on Hatch Tech. This is the third time we're seeing this build this series. Again, I'm still not fond of the idea of Solo doing it in game 2. Not fond of it. Oh, the healing pad. Let's go. Serral setting up his Roach Warren. Eva Chamber is about to finish. Ling Scout, oh, is denied. There's that range upgrade that we did mention. And again, this is going to be an all-in from Solar. Serral, he attempts to scout. He does get in. He gets in. He gets behind the mineral and he sees everything. That should not have happened. Again, all these Lings, their goal was to deny the scouts, and Solar, he fails to do so this time. And that's Serral knows. Now the question becomes, because Solar's been scouted, does he commit to the all-in or does he drone and tech up from here instead? But now, Serral, he's still safe to drone. He does have his roach warrants, or he can get safety roaches. Now the next step, the next phase here for Serral is to scout whether or not there's a lair. If this is an all-in, there's no lair. As we can see, lair has begun. Solar is not committing, he's droning, he's transitioning. And again, it's on Serral to confirm. So he needs to figure out if it's safe to drone or not. The other downside of this expansion is it's harder to night scouting. It's harder to like keep your mineral line hidden. Gas is on the way. A couple of drones are being revealed. Serral, he's massing up roaches himself. Again, Serral, he does not get into the main. He's massing up roaches. And as Solar gets into the main base, do you see what I see? No lair. Serral, he's going for his own timing. Okay, let's go. For the first time this series, Serral's being the one being aggressive. He's pushing across the map. Solar, he was the one doing all these twists and turns. Meanwhile, Serral, he just sends it. He moves out. Spine crawler's on the way. Roaches are amassing. And Serral, he doesn't like what he sees. He backs off. He backs off. Solar cancels everything. And now Serral tanks. Okay, so Serral was a fake out. It was a fake out. He pulls away. He pulls back home. Now we have a later layer here. A later +1 range. Later gases. Later saturation. I do like Solar's position a little bit better here. From here, you can also start +2 range. But Solar's not droning. Ooh, and he gets scouted. Once again, he gets scouted. Link confirms. Solar, he's massing up an army. We can see a fake saturation here, but this is after the Link scout. So we already have spine crawlers on the way. One of them gets cancelled. But again, as you can see, it's fake droning. So he moves out, he saturates. I say that takes gases, it does take a spire. Looks like he is droning up. I do appreciate how Solar's mixing up his build here. I do feel like part of why he's droning here is just because he got scouted, right? He got scouted. He's now moving out. Solar's droning, going into meter play. The Spire got scattered. Spire just got scattered by the Changeling, by the Overseer. Serral knows. And Solar's in trouble here. So because Serral just scattered the Spire, and because Solar is droning quite hard, Serral's on a low drone count, Serral's building up more roaches, and Serral should be pushing to try to break Solar before mute attack. And Serral knows this because he saw the Spire, so he knows that Solar's vulnerable. So just waiting for +1. +1 about to finish. More roaches are amassing. Changeling does scout. Muted production has begun, and Serral's pushing. Yeah, he's moving out. He's got his upgrade. He has a massive army lead, and Solar is in danger here. Again, Solar, he was being cheeky by droning, being cheeky by teching, but he got scouted. He got scouted. Here comes Serral. He's just gonna overwhelm. Like there's just nothing to stop him. It's time to aim if ABC does move in. Mutants have arrived, but they're not gonna help. And again, Serral, he'll just barrel on through. Solar being cheeky here, he does focus on those Ravagers, does focus on the Banelings. But Serral, he breaks through. He breaks through that defensive line, busts into the natural, gets up the Queens. And he should get into the mineral lines. Behind this, he's just flooding Lings, flooding Roaches, just rattling across the map. He knows that he should be able to break him. Takes down the expansion. He is running out of roaches. Nah, he's fine. Yeah. he's got plenty of roaches. Takes down the Queens, takes down the reinforcements, takes down the third base as well. He can just keep pushing. Behind this, Hydra Den is done. Hydra production has begun as well. And again, this is critical damage. Takes down both expansions. Serral, honestly, he could have kept going. Could have kept pushing. I feel like he could have gotten more damage at the natural. Ducklings to get eyes on the backup third. They force a cancel. And now Serral just has to back off, calm down, and build up his Hydras. Just build up his Hydra count. And Solar, he didn't get away with it. Not this time. Yeah, Solar being zoned away. Serral from here just has to commit. Oh! Yeah, from here it's go time. Like, there's no reason to hold back. No reason to stay home. He's got how many? He's got 14 Hydras against 5 mutas. He's got enough. Ah. He'll be fine. Does have enough. That's me to say harass. Serral, he's maxed. Jesus. He's maxed out. He's moving in. Files, they do connect. They connect with the army, but it doesn't matter. At this point, it does not matter. Lynx are stepping forward as well. Oof. Files are connecting, but GG gets called. Serral, he will overwhelm, and Serral, he will take the series 3-2, advancing on into the playoffs. GG. GG, well played. A very intense back and forth. A lot of mind games, a lot of fake outs as well. We saw Solar being a little bit too cheeky here, though, in the final game. Winding it back, what happened? So, initially, Solar, he went for an early Eva chamber for early +1 range into an all-in, but he barely failed to deny the scout. So the Eva chamber got scouted. So from there, he decided to drone and get a lair, which also got scouted as well. So Serral, he knew that he was safe to drone up. After that, we saw Solar, he tried to fake a third base, or I should say he tried to fake saturation by transferring over, and he tried to go for a follow-up all-in after getting the lair. Then he also got scouted as well. So he decided to actually drone up, take his gases, go for a Spire, and try to switch into Muta play, which also got scouted. there were like 4 or 5 different things that Solar was trying in that series or in that last game. And every single time, Serral, he was all over everything. He saw every single moment where he decided to drone or tech up or try to deviate his tech, and Serral, he just shut him down. And once we saw the droning, once we saw the Muta tech, then Serral, he just went to Hydras and went for the kill. Went for the kill then and there. I should say he went for his Roach max out, or his Roach push, followed by Hydras afterwards, and he was just all over it. He was all over Solar in that last game. Again, I appreciate the cheeky maneuvers out of Solar, but unfortunately, unlike in games past, he was unable to hide his build, unable to hide the all-ins, unable to hide what he was going for. Unlike in other games. GG. GG, well played, but a very intense back and forth there between Serral and Solar. Again, despite Serral being all over Solar in that last game, Solar, he was still successful. Like, throughout the series, he was still successful. I was still able to bring it to the ace match as well. GG. GG, well played with that. Serral, he does make it through to the playoffs, and Solar, he will have to play out another series to make it to the playoffs here. Up next is going to be a best of 5 in the lower bracket between Trigger and Solar. Here we go.